You can plant in a coffee can or a cardboard box or pretty much anything. Drainage is the most important thing in this case. So this is an old cooler. I'm going to just punch some holes in it. So if you don't have drainage, your plant roots will sit in water and then basically drown. So we're going to mix up some soil. I'm going to transplant a tomato in here. Put some dirt in. Fertilizer is good. What I like, if I have it, is Tomatoes Alive organic fertilizer. So we'll put a handful or two in here. And some bone meal. Maybe a little bit of light, just like the soil. Stir it all up. Try not to get too much in your lungs. Some of this stuff is not necessary, like the vermiculite and all of it, but it just all helps. And included on the list of not necessary is rooting hormone. And I'll show you how that works. So when we're transplanting, very careful to plant. We squeeze the plastic container to kind of break the roots loose. Pull it out gently. You can see there's what's called root bound. It's got a lot of roots that are tangled up here, and so we're going to stimulate them a little bit. You're almost scratching them, tearing them up a little. And on a tomato, roots will come out of the stem, so the more of the stem that you can get into the soil, the more roots will feed this plant. And that's where this rooting hormone, if you have it, comes in. And you can put it on the stem and it makes roots come out. And you can also cut a limb off here, dip it in this powder and put it in a pot of water for a week or two, and roots will come out of that. You can actually plant this as a new tomato. So what we're going to do is try to put as much of this tomato in the ground as possible in the dirt here. We have a pretty bad split in this stem, so we're hoping this one survived. Put some more dirt on top. That dirt you saw didn't have as much nutrients, but that's okay. Right around the roots, you don't want to have too much nutrients right off the bat. So this tomato, I'm really worried it's going to try to break because it's pretty beat up. So I'm not going to work too hard to stand it up today. It will work later to stand itself up. All plants like a little bit of what's called soil compression, so if you don't want just like powdery loose soil, you want it packed around the root. And I need a little bit more dirt here. All your soil from last year, you want to pick out the root balls and stuff and loosen it up. We're going to pack this around this stem. So this tomato is looking a little beat up, but you can see it's already got tomatoes coming. We're just hoping that it survives transplanting. It's a little older than I wanted it to be when we transplanted it. In the water that I'm putting in here, I've got a few pinches of seaweed extract, which is really good for transplanting. You don't want to put it on fresh seeds, but you can put it on a plant that's more established. So we'll water this real good, and then the final trick of transplanting is this plant doesn't want to be in direct sun for a couple days because it'll make it work too hard if it's out in the sun trying to transpire and suck moisture up through its roots and basically work too hard after it's been transplanted. So I'm going to put it in the shade and probably give it 2 days to get accustomed to its new home, put some new roots out, and then I'll probably put it in the greenhouse and let it go to town.